right, y'all, here's a little mindset shift for you in 3 minutes. And I started to think about this a lot after last night. I went to go see my aunt perform in Rhode Island, and she's a singer, and she came to Rhode Island, and it was 20 minutes away, so I went to go see her, and it was this cabaret performance at a theater, small theater, and the woman who sang before her, you know, kind of spoke after about what the song was about and kind of how the process of artists especially, but all of us, right? Everything that we do every day, this process, the hours, the amount of work that we put into something, and then we have 2 seconds to perform it. I mean, I've lived that my entire life with dancing, right? The blood, sweat, tears that go into the studio, and then you literally have 3 minutes on stage to show what you've done basically the entire year before, right? But there comes a point where we learn that, you know, it's not about proving or showing all of that work that's been put into something, right? Like that just builds our character, that builds our work ethic, our ability to keep showing up even on the days that we don't want to. And there's something to be said, you know, going after thinking about what that woman said, the seen and the unseen in our life, right? Like usually the things that we can see, the things that are tangible, that we can touch, those are way less important than the things that we can't see. We cannot see the work that was put in behind the thing that we're watching for those few minutes, right? We cannot see emotions and relationships and working all day at home or in the office or the work that you put in at the gym that you go to, right? But we can see status, image, followers, money, we can see cars, we can see boats, we can see pictures on social media, right? But when I say that I've definitely met personally people who have money but don't have joy, or who have everything but essentially have nothing, right? Money being less important, than joy. Pictures that are seen on social media of like, oh my God, we're feeling this FOMO because we're not with this group of people that look so happy and this family is perfect, and oh my God, they have a dog and they have this. Like, we don't know if those people even like each other, right? Like, are they even happy? Do they have relationships? So it's like that unseen thing, the thing that we cannot measure, that we cannot touch, that we cannot see with our own eyes. That is what's most important, right? And that calls in our faith. That calls in our ability to keep showing up when we're not posting all the places that we're going throughout the day. Like, would you actually continue to show up just for you without the validation? Because essentially it really is validation, right? Of other people seeing what you're doing all day. We're not always going to be cheered on. We're not always going to have people clapping for us, right? But we have to know deep down inside, there's always another level to reach. There's always something on the other side of those low moments. And this especially goes for those low moments, right? Like people telling me all the time that I show up and have energy and I'm happy and whatever, like that doesn't mean that what you see is what you get, right? The times that I have had all of the seen things, a million great jobs, like living in an apartment in Boston, having that image right there for people to see, when I truly thought about every single night how much I didn't want to live, right? And now fast forward in like the past couple months, being left by my ex-fiance, being cheated on, getting my car repossessed, having the electricity turned off, going through the ups and downs of mental health, and people now more than ever telling me how much I look like I'm happy. And I am, right? I am. And that's because the tangibles don't matter. So it doesn't. Take that aside. Like once all of those things are taken away from you, what do you have left? What do you have left in you? Can you keep standing up? Are you seeking out faith? Are you thinking future when you're going through that challenging thing and realizing that there is only going to be growth and strength and something to be gained on the other side once we get there? But we have to get through it first. We have to go through that unseen thing. We have to go to the gym every single day without a cheerleader cheering us on in the morning when our alarm clock goes off, right? Like those are the moments and the relationships that we might compare ourselves with in the relationship that we're in, or body image, like anything. I've met some of the people who look like they're in the best shape, but they are dying inside. Or the opposite, right? And that's why we have to remember not to compare A, but B, to remember that the things that we see throughout our day, that does not determine something that gives us our value, right? That gives us our worth, that we should be comparing ourselves to, because we don't know what the unseen is on the other side. And therefore, people don't know what it is that you're going through, or what would happen if you take away the thing, right? You might be driving around a BMW, and if someone takes that away from you, then like you're like, oh my God, what do I have left? Because usually we just stay hungrier for the things. Usually when we get 1 million followers, we just want more. Usually when we get money, we just want more. And it's like more money, more problems, right? So what happens when you take away the things, the relationship, the car, the house, the status, the image, right? So that's my challenge for you this week, is to acknowledge the times that you've gotten through, those low rock bottom moments, and what kind of person that made you into, right? Or to acknowledge the things that you have around you, and are you, relying essentially on those things, or on the friend, right, that continuously pumps you up all the time. Like, that friend can also be taken away. Like, anything that we can see is replaceable, is temporary, right? Which is kind of scary, but that's why it all comes back to us. That's why it all comes back to self-awareness, to getting real honest with ourselves, to finding the things that are essentially gonna fill your cup, and remembering that everything is a process, not everything is gonna be seen, and taking away the lessons that we can learn from it, taking away the character that's built, the hustle, the true strength, right? And happiness and joy, the unseen things that nobody can take from you.